can't hear anybody here.
Already.
Sorry. Okay. Murphy, are you okay? All right. I guess there's sort of like a network breach. Okay. So we're moving on to the next speaker, which is the third speaker. But before everybody to wait, we have just
Next
uh,
35 minutes, it will be taking
to
us as all you hear me. Okay. So Mr. Godwin Olorushola, senior software and science in technologies. He has also been in Nigeria speaker of his career in such a time. Can we hear me? Please let me know if you can hear me. I think I got yanked off for a minute. Please join me and make welcome Mr. Godwin Olorushola. Mr. Godwin Olorushola, if you can hear me, sir, over to you.
yeah. Um, Thank you, Murphy, follower. Um, Good evening, everyone. It's nice to be here again. I was part of this last year, and it was pretty exciting, and it's also very nice to hear. I don't know if I should call him Pastor Peter now, or I'm more in tune to calling him Bro Peter. This is someone that I kind of like listening to every Sunday while I was still in the country, and also great to also hear. I'll probably call you Dio directly. Talk. It's nice to hear you actually say some of these things that I wish I could have heard probably a couple of years back, right? Um, it's nice also to sort of like see that our talks kind of like intertwine. It's very exciting that most of the things that I will mentioning are stuff that you've probably like mentioned. Maybe just very few of it are things that they didn't mention or stuff that I would just probably be going through. But I'm sort of like very pleased. If this was like a church program or so, we'll say the spirit is one and everyone is moving in the same direction, sort of. Yeah, so I would go into my session. I probably wouldn't use as much minutes as they did. I want to like just speak to a couple of people, and if you're here kind of like listening to me, I would appreciate if you probably like grab your biro and your book. If you're not paying attention to me, that is totally like fine. But if you want to actually listen to my session, I'd appreciate if you got like a biro and a book to just jot down a couple of things, because I'll be asking you questions. I'll have this to be as interactive as possible. I know most of you can't turn up your video, but I would like you to actually answer the questions that I will ask. Just write it down. You don't necessarily have to chat. I don't need your emojis. I just need you actually answering my questions by writing down. I'll probably like pause for 30 seconds and have you write down. So if you're actually in my session, right, be ready to do some of these things. I'll ask questions, you would answer. So I would just share my screen. I try to like prepare slides so I don't lose my trail, and I just kind of like start rambling and start telling you stories that you probably don't care about. So the slides are mostly for me, and they're probably also for some of like the visual learners, people that will zone out for a couple seconds and then they will come back. Oh, okay, this is what they're talking about. So I'll share my screen now. Just a sec. Let's see if I can get this back to. Okay, cool. Yeah, here we go. So I'll start off with some bit of background about myself, right? I'm a software developer, as they mentioned, and I was thinking about like this talk for the past week, right? And I was like, should I be coming here to come talk about tech? If I was to be coming here to come talk about tech, probably I'll just be talking to 20% of the people that are here. So I was thinking maybe I would just talk generically, and I feel like I have like good wealth of experience. Thanks to God, I've graduated since 2016, no master's degree, just my BSc. So I was just putting myself in your shoes. When I was graduating at maybe 2016, somebody 10 years ahead of me, what would I want that person to be telling me? I could remember at that point in time, I was so excited when I met someone that graduated in 2011. I was like 5 years old. I was like, you have a lot to tell me. I want to, how does this thing work? So I just feel like I might probably be able to get more message across if I speak about something a little bit generic I'll add some bit of tech, I'll add some bit of computers and all of that into it. So, but mostly to be as generic as possible. So I titled my talk Beyond the Degree, Playing the Long Game. Most of us that are on this call are probably like in uni. Some of you are probably like graduating this year. Maybe some of you and your third year are probably going to be graduating next year. And I just want us to have a conversation that would involve beyond your degree. Virtually everybody should be in school. I believe that's like what's next community target. Most of us are probably like doing BSc, HND or something, right? So OND, but you're definitely like in school in one way or the other. I believe that's our audience. So I would start off. This is going to be my first question. Probably is the first time you're going to put up your biro and then you just write. How many graduates do you think are leaving your school this year? How many do you think Nigeria produces every year? Just 15 seconds. I want you to think through it. How many people do you think will be graduating with you? If you're in EXU, if you're in UNAD, if you are in which other school do I know in Nigeria again? University of Ilorin, if you are in what other school? FUNAB. How many graduates do you know your school graduates every year? How many graduated last year? How many do you think graduate in Nigeria every year? Like these people are actually giving like BSc degree. You know, how many people actually like graduate from your school? So I'll move on to my next slide. So I did some bit of maths or some bit of search, and then found out that Nigeria actually produces about 600,000 graduates every year from every university in the country, private and public schools. So that degree that you're about to get, that BSc that you're about to be given, that BEd, that whatever degree you're about to get, 600,000 people are also going to be getting it. And maybe you're special, in your community, but this number doesn't make you feel special small, because you would remember that last year probably 600 people also graduated. The previous year 600,000 people also graduated. So it kind of like piles up. I wanted to show the stats around how many people how many graduates are jobless in Nigeria like right now, but I feel like I would be a prophet of doom and just kind of like be spreading fear, but that probably is not necessary. So another question is this, right? When a good job comes up in the government sector, in the private sector, how many people do you think apply to them? And how many opportunities do you think exist in those sectors? This one you don't need to think too much. I'll just show you like just one case study. I think as of last year, 1.9 million people applied for federal government jobs, and there were only 30,000 of them. And then I think more recently, my wife was showing me this, that Carry-wise made an opening. I'm not very sure what the role was again. I think maybe customer support or so. And about 11,000 people applied within 24 hours. And for this one, they're probably just going to be taking one person. So it's just to tell you how unique of a position that we are, to drive it home that you need something even beyond your degree. I don't know if it's everybody's kind of like getting the mood that I am setting. A typical speech will have been me sort of like telling you my story and all of that, but I feel like I should just drive it home to let you realize that you need something even beyond your degree. The numbers say so, the facts say so. So what is going to separate you? The question necessarily wouldn't be, would you get a job? Most likely you would get a job. You would find one job or the other. But what kind of job are you going to get? What is going to separate you through this many number of people? That is what I want to be sharing with us here. And how I'm going to be doing that is by explaining the concept of what I call the long game, playing the long game. And what does this entail? What is the long game? This long game is simple. You're making decisions today that compounds over time, even when the payoff isn't immediate. I think Bro Peter mentioned this. You mentioned this in one way or the other, and I was very excited when he was talking about habits. I was very excited when he was talking about routine. It's very like nice. Playing the long game is not you just waiting passively. It is not you just hoping things will work out. It is not you saying amen when they are like, oh, you're entering the favor market. It is not you just enduring and without any form of strategy. It is mostly you building skills that appreciate, making moves that stack, investing in future leverages. If I was to ask most of you now that where will you be this time next year, you would have like a lot of goals. I'll be here, I'll be here. I mean, there'll be a lot. But if I was to ask most of you, where would you be in 5 years? Where do you want to see yourself in 10 years? You wouldn't be able to say a lot. And that is what I am here to sort of like fix. Think about like maybe your resolution from last year when you were writing stuff that you would achieve last year, right? You most likely overestimated. But when you have like, okay, let's talk about 5 years, you often not like that precise. You underestimate what you can do, and that's like a very popular quote from Bill Gates. So what my fix is here is let's think about that 5 years. Let's think about that 10 years. Let's think about beyond just the overestimation that we do year in year out. But before I talk more around that and some of like the strategies, I want to talk about the short game also. And this is mostly because we are like in Nigeria, where I mean the poverty is serious. Our parents have tried for us to get us out of school, and more immediately they are asking, "Oh, there should be this." We ourselves we put ourselves under pressure, so there should be a plan for like the short game before you start thinking 10 years, 5 years from now. You really do need to fix your short game. And how do you do that? So what is that about? You probably need something that just put food on your table. You need something that pays your rent. You need something that would involve you actually taking that imperfect job, that stuff that you don't work, something that would give you time to build, something that wouldn't stress you out. I was, I think I was talking to a couple of my friends years back, and I was saying we don't know how privileged we are if we have our parents still providing food for us. If you have somewhere you can sleep up at night, you have that short game already sorted out. But for quite a number of us, most likely, maybe we don't. We don't know where our next meal is coming from. We have to maybe like be the one having to like pay our rent like almost immediately. So it is that your short game is pretty much that also that you can do like right now. Um why even thinking beyond why you're afforded the opportunity to think in the long term. I want to just quickly touch on NYSE as a short game opportunity. Quite a number of us just think of, and this is for those that are graduating more recently. Quite a number of us think of like NYSE as just an opportunity for you to have fun. I'll bank on what Daniel said. He had a breakthrough during his NYSE period. It's something that you can actually think about too in terms of, oh, my short game is actually, let me try and utilize my NYSE period. Let me get that 77,000 that government is giving to me and start planning what my long game is going to be. What is my 2 years from now going to look like? What is my 3 years from now going to look like? So your NYSE period technically shouldn't be a place or a time for you to just think about, oh, let me just go have fun. Let me just go enjoy northern part of Nigeria or probably southern part of Nigeria. Let me go to the east or something. It's about you being deliberate about your long term because your short term game has already been sorted out thanks to government alawi. I don't know if that's making sense in any ways, right? Sure. Long and short of this, don't underutilize your NYSE. Don't underutilize that 1 year period that you get. It's not just a checkbox. It is not just, oh, I've done NYSE. You know, a lot more can come out of the NYSE period for you. Also, is there also something about the long game and also short games is the fact that don't fall into that, oh, I'm applying, I'm waiting for this particular job. You are Netflixing, you are talking, and then you're complaining. You're just looking for like the quickest way out. You're playing Candy Crush as much as you can. You're just escaping in one way. You're not necessarily like thinking through what the long term should look like. So short term, build something, learn a skill that stacks, help someone for free, create proof of work. Also my next section is probably just talking about like more than just a degree. What do you sort of like need beyond your degree, beyond that certificate that you're given? What more do you need? I just want to touch on them like very, very briefly. Like just touch on one of these things. Bro Peter has spoken about it, Darius has spoken about it. It's just something to just solidify most of what they've said. And I'm a software engineer, and I have discovered over the past 10 years that I've been working that 85% of my job success actually comes from a couple of things that they call soft skills. You've heard most of these things, soft skills too much. And maybe you don't even know what they are. I will give you a very, very good example as to how you can figure out your soft skills or what your soft skills are. You know, during your birthday, people say nice stuffs about you. Somebody would be forced, or people would have to, you are this, you are that. Start paying attention to those things that they say about you. Don't get too carried away and be doing most of those things that they say about you are your soft skills. Think deeply about them. Oh, this person is reliable. They mention very, I mean, those are like the Nigerians are not in the habit of giving feedback as much. But on your birthday, if they do not have anything to say about you and you are jumping from here to there, it means you probably don't have any soft skill. If somebody is unable to tell one tangible thing about you, this person takes feedback. This person gets stuff done. There are a couple of things that people can say about you on that day, or I mean, at worst on your birthday. If you don't get any soft skills being spoken about you, you have a lot to sort of like fix. You need a lot of things to get done. And if you're a graduate, there is any heal shaking by this person. Let's just go and meet this person. This person will do this person can do this. If nothing like that can be said about you in terms of like, I'm not saying hairdressing, I'm not saying all those art skills, just those little soft skills in one way or the other. This person is fearless. This person is bold. Nobody's saying that about you. You have a very, very serious issue that you probably need to sort out as much as possible. So a couple of skills that I feel like matters even like in the workplace. And I mean I spoke about some of these things like last year, right? Communication, problem solving, collaboration, having to like learn stuff pretty fast, reliability, initiative. One of the things that I've gotten to like hammer a lot this year is the fact that don't be that person that give excuses. Don't be that person that always just find a reason to be like, this is why something is not done. Be that guy that pushes, even if it's just 1%. Just, yeah, I got this done, maybe just 2%. Don't be that guy that comes out and be like, this is why this thing could not be done, and you're just waiting for like so long. It's just like this very popular story in the Bible, the story of talent. So every other person was making progress, but one guy just came back with excuses, and you saw what the master did to that person. I can spend so much time talking about each one of this, but I wouldn't want to dwell too much. I want to just maybe like pick one and see how far I can probably like explore one of them, which is like my favorite, which is like communication, right? There is no excuses for you if you can't actually like express yourself up to the point where the other person understands you. Some of you are that bad, or some of us are that bad. I've seen too many K's, I've seen too many things. There was a time I was trying to talk to someone, and then the feedback I got, because I was introduced to someone and then I was trying to talk to the person, right? And then the feedback I got from that my friend was the fact that, oh, this person said that you talk too much. Like, what do you mean I talk too much? Fam, I'm trying to let you understand what I am saying. You're not even saying anything. And I'm trying to like extend myself here to understand, to ensure that you understand what I mean. There are some of you are that bad with communication. It's something that we all need to like improve on. And I probably might still touch on it even as I go along, right? It's something that you probably need to improve on the what Dio was showing us, communication, being able to like open up your LinkedIn and type to somebody, being open to like open up your LinkedIn and type something reasonable that somebody will be forced to actually respond to. Not the fact that I'm typing to 50 people, nobody is getting back. What are you saying? What are you typing to them? So quite a number of soft skills that you yourself can type up on Google and see the ones that you want to pick up and actually like improve on. There are too many of avenues for you to pick up some of these things, right? I'll move on real quick, and I would ask quickly, just with the same analogy that that I gave around your birthday. What is one skill you would dominate in? Not be good at. What is one skill that you would dominate at? If people are giving feedback about me, I don't tend to pay too much attention to it, except you're saying stuff that I know about myself or things I want people to know about myself. I'll call these values. This was not what I want to even speak about in any ways, but I think I'm digressing up to that, right? And probably be another thing for you to also note down is to probably like just Google top values of people. You probably see a listing of maybe 100 of them, right? Too many of them, and circle up those that kind of like align to you. And when people are giving feedback, look for those ones that okay, circle up those values that kind of like align to you. And when people are giving you feedback, which of those feedback actually tallies with the values that you said about yourself. I'll give you a very, very good example. I tend to see myself as that guy that gets stuff done. When people are giving me feedback and you've not necessarily mentioned that this person gets stuff done, I feel like I've not demonstrated myself well enough to you. You might probably be that person that feels like, oh, I am very, very reliable. If someone is giving you feedback and they are not necessarily mentioning that reliability, maybe you've not shown that part of you to those people, right? So what skill could you dominate in? That's my challenge to you, like today. Don't just be living and then expect people to say something nice because they are forced to on your birthday. Oh, this person is so beautiful. No. Probably let them be able to say something soft about you that even you yourself, you know about yourself. Just get that validation from people, right? I'll move on real quick to like my fourth section, and I hope I've not lost you guys. I hope we're still together. Which is the fourth one is about drawing up a trajectory. And what exactly is a trajectory? A trajectory is pretty much like a journey. How do you get from point A to point B? That is what trajectory is about. I'm trying to as much as possible just be as fast as I can with most of these things. But these are things that you yourself can go figure up about. You can ask, I don't know, ChatGPT about what a trajectory is and try to create one for yourself. Right? And this is me just touching it. For those that I am probably like speaking to today, you probably will take up some of these things and go research on your own. That's like the first sign of the fact that what I am saying makes sense to you. If I go back through my slides, I've mentioned soft skills, I've mentioned value systems. These are things that you yourself want to go improve on beyond what I have said, because these are like things that I probably will be able to speak on for like an hour and will probably not be done. So what is a trajectory? A trajectory is not necessarily a plan. A plan says that, oh, in 2 years, once I get done from school, I'll be working in GTB and I'll be making 400,000. That is a plan. Anything can go wrong with that plan. But a trajectory is going to say something about I'm building towards a stable income, professional respect, and the freedom to make my own choices. See, as much as possible, this is a blanket statement. It is so big. Now, the pathway to actually get this trajectory done, the pathway to get this statement done, it can be as wide as possible. It's quite open. Unlike this one, I just kind of like box you in and be like, yeah. Kind of like you can think of a trajectory being like the blanket, and then a plan is maybe one pathway to get there. So one of the ways that you can get to this trajectory is to do this in 2 years. You work at GTB and you're making 400K. Essentially, you're getting this trajectory done. But the problem is the fact that what if this plan does not work? What other plans do you have? That is what a trajectory sort of like sorts out for you, right? I want to move quickly, right? So the framework is simple. Where are you now? Be honest, be resourceful, constrained skills, your network, your obligations. Where are you now? And where do you want to go? In 5 years, in 10 years? It is not a job title. It is what does your life look like at that point? The freedom, the impact, the income. That is what many of us have probably never necessarily thought about. We think about the next 1 month, we think about the next 2 months, we think about the next 6 months, we think about the next 12 months. But you never necessarily force yourself to think through like the next 5 years. You never necessarily force yourself to think through the next 10 years. And then what connects where you are to where you're going to is the bridges. I'll speak through most of these things shortly. What connects where you currently are, which is a 300 level student in EXU, which is a 100 level student in UNAD, which is a final year student in probably Unilori. To that place you want to see yourself in a couple of years' time. What connects all of this are those skills, those relationships, those credentials, those experiences. But Peter spoke about some of these. I already has also spoken about some of this, right? So I just want to like expose some of them a little bit more, just kind of like widen it. So for you to get from like this plan A or point A to like this point B, what are those things that you need? You need your skills, you need relationships, you need experience, and then you also need credentials, right? I want to talk about just one. Probably we'll just talk about relationship, and I want to strike at quite a number of us. And I think like most of us on this call are probably Christians. And if you're not Christians, even if you're Muslim, it kind of like applies. When you were back in school, quite a number of us were very deliberate about people I would maybe call your prayer partners. people I would maybe call, let me say your church brother and then your church sisters. Because I see this like very, very common in uni when I was in University of Learning. You don't joke around it. Some of us are very, very deliberate about who you want to be your prayer. Bro, Ebenezer can pray for long. Oh, this is the person. You be systematic about it, bro. I want us to be praying together. You want to build that relationship because you want that spiritual growth. But quite a number of us, think about your 100, 200, 300. Aside that, what relationship did you kind of like actively cultivate yourself? What relationship did you kind of like, okay, yeah, aside that one that you were deliberate about, Sister Christina has to be my friend. Bro, this person has to be my friend. Aside that, oh, let's do it for the spiritual growth. Aside that, have you actually done that for your career? Have you done that for the next 5 to 10 years? And if there's something that I probably like appreciate Dio for, is the fact that Dio is very deliberate about this. I would say how I would see this is quite a number of us are very, very lazy when it comes to relationship. Probably facts. And why do I say we are lazy? Is the fact that we tend to like be chosen when it comes to friendships. We don't choose. You're just like a fine apple. Somebody sees you, they want to make you their friend. Think about your group of friends like right now. Were you deliberate about choosing them or it was just circumstance? Were you strategic about the kind of person you wanted to be your friend? And it's probably like quite, I think maybe quite common when you're on 100 level, they will give you plenty of advice from your house. And then you're like, it's only somebody that is serious with book. Why don't get to 100 level? All those things does not matter to you anymore. Just kind of like just blend into the crowd, right? Let's continue doing that. Let's be strategic about those relationships. Let's put in our best foot forward to actually choose people that we want to be in our life for 5 to 10 years. Think about your circle of friends like right now. How did you guys become friends? Was it just luck? Was it just circumstance happen? Were you deliberate about, I liked you because of this and I wanted you to be my friend? I'd move on real quick. Yep, this is probably something else that I want you to do, which is to be honest with yourself. Think about where you are like right now. Think about where you want to be in the next 5 to 10 years. And then think about one bridge that would connect where you are, where you are going to. Where you currently are and where you're going to. It doesn't have to be fully fleshed. It doesn't have to be amazing. You know when you will know that you have a problem, right? Or where you see that there may be concerns about your issues. Sorry, I should not use that word problem too much. Where there are concerns or where there are issues about you, is where when you can actually tell us where you are, like right now. If you can't tell, if you're struggling, if you actually know that why you have issues, is when you can't necessarily tell where you want to be in the next 5 to 10 years. Right? If you don't have one and then level 2, level 3 is easier to fix because it's just about the skills. It's just about the skills, which is like maybe credentials, maybe your experience, maybe those relationships that will get you there, and maybe those hard or soft skills that will get you there. So think about it. Where are you right now? Where do you want to be in a couple of years beyond the graduates? And then what is that bridge that will connect you from here to there? I was talking with my wife more recently, and we're having conversations around the possibilities of you being a graduate and not necessarily panning out well in life. The possibility of being a graduate, and then it's until you open your mouth and tell people, I'm a graduate now, before they actually know. The possibility of you being a graduate and then you blend so much amidst people that don't necessarily like go to school. You know that, you go school, but school no pass through you kind of energy. You know, how does that happen? What happens? And oftentimes it's just situations like this, where you are unable to tell where you are. You're unable to tell where you want to be in next to 5 years, and where you are unable to identify those skills or those bridges that will get you from point A to point B. So I want to just pause shortly, as I want to give people the opportunity to actually like think through it themselves. Where are you? You don't probably, I would have like the best of answers, but I just want to push you a little. Where are you like right now? Where do you want to be in 5 to 10 years? Where do you want to be? Bro, Peter was giving a very good example of that brother that was always praying. I think was it 5:30 or 5 o'clock? All right. That is somebody that already knew where he wants to be in 5 to 10 years. He's able to identify the bridge that will connect him from where he is to that point, right? And he's just executing that bridge. So where are you, my brother and my sister? Where do you want to be in 5 to 10 years? And what are those bridges that will get you from where you are to where you want to go to. Okay, I'll move on to my next section. And this is just me just extrapolating what I've already spoken about. I just want to I feel like this one is quite important, and I can practically finish my talk without necessarily doing this. I just want to expose a little around relationship, even a little further. So you can't do it alone. You honestly can't. You just can't. And then my question, or my next question to us, it still boils down to what I was saying. I think about I should call him Bro Dio, because I've been calling Bro Peter. So Bro Dio, which is probably the first time I'll be saying that, which is what Bro Dio was saying, and also what Bro Peter was saying. And my question is framed to you this way: have you ever had a mentor? It's not your lecturer, it's not your boss. Don't just say you've had a lecturer, you've had a boss. No, someone who's invested in your growth without being paid to, right? Have you ever had a mentor at any point before in your life? Your lecturer can be your mentor, don't get me wrong. Your boss can be your mentor, don't get me wrong. But just because you have a lecturer and you have a boss doesn't necessarily qualify them to be your mentor. So my question to you once again, an honest question that I will need you to take your biro and your pen to jot down and answer. Have you ever had a mentor? And I would expose you. I would expose you right now. And how am I going to do that? Is by asking you this question. How did you decide the course you're currently studying? How did you decide this course that you're about to graduate? The 4 years of your life or the 5 years of your life? How did you decide that course? Did you do any form of research towards choosing this course? Did you just feel good? Hey. Did you talk to anybody in that field before going to go and study that course? Okay, now you're studying mathematics. Do you know anybody that studied mathematics before you actually chose that course? Why are you not studying, I don't know, why are you not studying business admin? Why are you studying physiology? Why? Have you ever had a mentor? Have you had a mentor? Okay, so if you've jotted that down, this is probably the first time I probably want you guys to have an emoji, because I feel like that question, that answer is so short. If you've jotted the answer down, just probably like thumbs up. Just let me know if you had. Just gonna give you 30 seconds to let me know if you've jotted the response to that down. Okay, it's just an opportunity for you to catch your breath. So it's not like somebody just making you feel less of yourself. Anyway, so let's turn it down a little. Okay, cool. Let's move on. There's an eating cost to you going alone. When you make decisions in isolation, you inherit only your own limited perspective. I will give us a very, very good example about this. Just imagine the fact that it is all dark. Just think about when you're in school, when you go for night class, and then you have to go from like your lecture room to your hostel, and everywhere is dark. Just think about you bringing out your phone touch, and then you're like, yeah, let me shine touch. The best you probably see is probably 2 to 3 feet from you. That is what most of us are doing. That is like the eating cost of going alone. You're just shining the touch, and you're only seeing just 1 step, 2 steps. The cost of, or the eating cost of that is you don't know what is ahead of you, like 20 meters, 100 meters, 200 meters. You can see, it's so blind. You don't know what is there. That is the cost of going alone. That is just what it is. It's like you're usually showing lamp on your own feet. If you're making all your decisions by yourself, without any form of input from anybody that has gone through your journey before, you're not seeing far enough. You're not. And I will challenge us to do 2 things now. You need 2 sets of people in your life. If you don't have any of these 2 sets of people, just know you have serious issues and you have serious concern. If you have one, I'll say congratulations. And if you have both, I'll see you at the very top. So the first one is you need a mentor. Someone is 5 to 10 years ahead of you, has done what you want to do. You just need this person. As I mentioned, right, when I was 2016, when I was just graduating from school, I was searching. I was looking for someone that was going to, and I was very, very excited when I saw this person in 2011. I graduated 2011. I mean, he came to University of Illinois that time, and then he brought like this fine car. And I was like, oh, so in 5 years, I'll be able to afford the car. Yes, nice. And I could remember like just talking to this person and trying to understand what their journey has been. How did he get from point A to this person? Just the same way that I was talking about you reverse engineering LinkedIn, seeing where that person is like right now and see where their journey has been. That is what a mentor gives to you. I could remember one of my mentors that all I practically had to do, the only way I knew that I was doing well in life was to ensure that I was practically doing the same thing that they were doing. And luckily for me, I ended up working in places they were working. So, oh, this person was working at okay, I think I can mention it. My mentor was working at Softcom at, for example, at the point in time. I ended up working there. The person left Softcom, went to Andela. I ended up also going to Andela. I mean, it was just circumstance. It wasn't necessarily like it was tailored, but just to show you that there was a me kind of like being strategic about my growth. And there's a lot of advantage to distance. There's a lot of advantage to you having a mentor. Not even gonna lie. I back then when back then in Nigeria, out of nowhere, I was just chilling. Just I wasn't talking to my mentor majorly because I wanted them to give me opportunities, and that's one of the things they do. No, they just messaged me, and I was like, "Bro, there is this opportunity. Like right now, my friend is leaving this company and is going outside the country. I think you can go and feel the opportunity, bro. I don't think I'm that good enough to go and cut. And then, there's all this aspire to Maguire and all of that, and it's kind of like gingering me. I went for the interviews, did great and all of that, right? But that's maybe one of the silent opportunities that kind of like come. And I know maybe most of you are aligned to that when it comes to job, but a mentor gives you beyond that. A mentor gives you beyond that. The next one is actually you trying to have a circle. And I already spoke about this earlier. You're very deliberate about some set of people in your life, maybe your spiritual brothers, your spiritual sisters. Maybe you should also tally it around you. It's difficult for you to say you want to do this thing alone. So you need these two same set of people, a mentor and also a circle of friends. I think I have somebody here watching my time for me and they're telling me I have 4 minutes left. I actually didn't know I mean, I don't know. I've been talking for that long. Okay, how do you find a mentor? This was a question that someone asked in the first session, right? And it's not your fault you don't have a mentor. I promise you, it's not. It's very, very difficult. You just have to be deliberate about it. You honestly have to be deliberate about it. You have to search. That just showed us a way to get one via there, right? And this is just my own idea of how you can find a mentor. Whatever step you want to take, like right now, you have to find someone that already does it, that is already doing it. One very good way that I find is for you to ask specific questions. People don't like, you can't just come on to me and ask me a blanket question and I'm expected to be kind of like piecing it up together for you. It's like too lazy for me. I'm not interested in you as much. But if you're able to tell me, oh, I've been able to get A and B and C, it's only D that is left. Or you're able to tell me I have option A and option B, and this is my pros and then my cons for both of them. I know that I can just easily slot in, and then the journey sort of like just start growing from there. You have to stay consistent with that person. Even if the person is not responding to you, drop an update. This is what is going on in my life. This is where I am at, like right now. Let it develop naturally. When you guys are becoming guys, when you guys are just jumping on calls, just to talk about one or two things, you've made progress. And then the first one, which I'm deciding to add last, is for you to add value first. Is this person has been your mentor? Is there a way you can help this person? Just think about that. Is there a way I can actually get into this person's life, and this is the little that I can do to sort of like help this person. I think through my life as much as possible. And then one of like the things that has genuinely helped me is this. It's finding a mentor. I think I said this last year. I said growing up, probably I was barely in uni, maybe 100 or 200 level. I looked through my family. I looked through my neighbor, my community. I looked through my church, and then I asked myself, who is here that can help me? And I concluded nobody here can help me to where I want to go to. So maybe there's somebody in your street that can help you. I don't know. Maybe there's somebody in your family that can actually help you to where you're going to. I don't know. Maybe there's someone in your church that you feel that can help you. I don't know. But if you find that there is none, you have to be strategic about it. Else, you're just going to continue in that same path. This was kind of like the branching out for me. And I have too many stories to tell of this. Too many stories. There are quite a number of things that I've given back to people. And not necessarily because I am a good person or I'm trying to like just give it back. It's because somebody has also given it to me. I was graduating from uni, just short story, because I feel like you people might not necessarily know the advantage of this. So maybe that's why most of you are not that serious about it. And the advantages of this are not necessarily why you should do this. But it's there, the advantage is there. And I had like this mentor back in uni, and I was about graduating, and then I think they just released my no, I think they just released, maybe they just released my results at that point in time, and I was working on something for this person, and okay, I'll be specific. I was building a mobile app for like this person. I wasn't even building it for him. I was just building it for myself, and I needed to like just show him what I have done. And at that point in time, I couldn't necessarily like afford a very good Android phone. And I was showing him like on the simulator, like on a fake device per se. And then this person out of nowhere was like, go to Challenge Market, that's in Ilorin. Go to any store where they sell a phone and tell me how much they sell a phone. And I told him immediately, oh, this is how much they sell a phone. And he asked me to get one because he was my mentor and he wanted me to be better. So quite a number of these I have also like passed down to people, and this is some of the advantages of getting a mentor. But definitely that's not why I should do it. That I wasn't talking to this person because I wanted to buy a phone. In any ways, I wanted just directions and all of that, right? And I got that, and these were just some of like the extra advantages that I get. So I'm wrapping up. I'm wrapping up real quick. How do you build your circle, study groups, online community, professional association, church groups with ambition? I'm going to make this slide available for people so you can just go through it yourself. My last challenge to everybody here today: who is one person you could reach out to this week? Someone ahead of you, someone you admire, one message, one question. That is my challenge. If you've listened to me and then you want to say that, listening to me today, and this is something that I need you to actually like carry out between today and Saturday. Fail at it. Let the person not respond to you. Let the person not answer you or something. Let the person not be able to help you or something. But do this. This is kind of like the effect that I would want from having a talk like this with you. So I'll make this slide available if you want to kind of like still go through it and then ask yourself so many of these questions that I've asked. And then I'll sign out with this. The pressure wouldn't go away. The pressure would always be there. Your pressure that, as they've mentioned, social media is there. I think Bro Peter was talking about some social media influencers. They're always going to be there. The pressure won't go away. It's either you become tough and then you're able to handle the pressure yourself, right? Or you just kind of like just falling, and then you are becoming that sister that has to explain to people that I went to school. Need degree now, you know, or people don't necessarily need to. People don't necessarily need to know. They can just assume that this person went to school. I don't know if that makes sense. And that's about it. I'm not sure if I took too much time, but yeah, thank you so much for your time. Really, really appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Mr. Godwin, sir. That was an incredible session. I believe strongly everyone has taken more than one or two things home. I believe that everyone has learned so much. Thank you so much, sir. Someone is asking a question. I can see that in the chat box. And the question is that it says, what if I can't find a mentor? What if I just can't find someone who is on my path? But we'll be giving answers to this question after the last speaker for today. So please watch out, Mr. Kokola Benjamin. Oh, Mr. Gordon, would you like to give an answer to that very quickly?
I can. It's not a problem, right? It's not just possible for you not to find someone that's in your path. I don't know, are you trying to go to like the moon, or you're trying to go to like Mars? Even if you are trying to go to those places, there are some people that have tried it already. So there's definitely someone in your path. Research is a core skill for anybody that is a graduate. A graduate, or you're probably in your 300 or 400 level, you have to be able to search. You don't stop. You don't give excuses. Don't say you can't find somebody. You have to find. I don't know how you're going to do it. You have to. Whatever course you're studying, like right now, people have graduated from there. I don't know, you're studying computer sciences like I did. A million computer sciences graduates exist in Nigeria. So, bro, Pokuola Benjamin, you just have to keep finding. It's a core skill. You want to be a pastor? Yes, there are pastors, my bro. I don't know what you're trying to do, but yeah, you have to. They are definitely mentors. Yeah, there is. You just leave your circle, find people outside your circle. It's definitely someone trying to do what you're. There's definitely someone that has done something that you're trying to do right now.
As you are. Thank you so much, Mr. Godwin. It was an honor having you here today. Thank you so much, sir. We truly appreciate you.